Today on Baking Bread, we'll be creating a loaf that's sturdy enough to hold a soup inside. Romania is full of surprises, and while not well known abroad, its cuisine reflects both the country's agricultural roots as well as its dark political history. I'm Georg Matthes, and I'm a European correspondent, but I also love to bake. So here's some food for thought from Romania. To make Romanian bread balls, start by preparing a sourdough. Mix 150 milliliters of lukewarm water, 150 grams of plain flour, and 15 grams of wheat sourdough starter. Leave it to rise overnight. The loaves are pretty colossal, at least for just one person. Like Romania's Palace of the Parliament, the largest administrative building in the world, besides the Pentagon. Built for longtime communist dictator Nicolae Ceausescu, this behemoth took 13 years, 700 architects, and 1 million cubic meters of Transylvanian marble to construct. And like the palace, our loaf is entirely made in Romania, using the country's favorite crop: wheat. Till recently, agriculture formed the backbone of the Romanian economy, and the country still contains a third of all the farms in the European Union. Fortunately for this loaf, you only need 600 grams of plain flour, milled from just 1 meter squared of wheat. Mix 540 milliliters of water with 4 grams of yeast. Then add your 600 grams of plain flour plus 250 grams of brown bread flour and 200 grams of rye flour. You'll also need 10 grams of baking malt and, of course, your sourdough. Mix well and leave it all to stand for 30 minutes. Now add 24 grams of salt and knead for 11 minutes in a stand mixer. Then let the dough brew for 80 minutes until it's doubled in size. 30 minutes in, give it a quick fold. Next, shape the dough into 4 small pieces and 4 large ones. Place the smaller ones on top of the big ones and let your loaves rise for about an hour. Then brush the dough with egg white. Now score the loaves. You can choose any pattern you like. I've gone for a traditional design based on sheaves of wheat. Bake it at 250 degrees Celsius for 25 minutes. After 10 minutes, reduce the temperature to 210 degrees Celsius. Just before the bread is done, brush it with hot water to give it a beautiful sheen. Allow the bread to cool down completely, then cut out a lid. Klaus Johannes is the first Romanian president to come from an ethnic minority. He's a Transylvanian Saxon, speaks German, and says he's determined to lift the lid on corruption. But that won't be easy in a state where politicians have been hollowing out the rule of law for years. Now it's your turn to do some scooping. You need to remove the soft part of the bread to make room for your soup. But don't take out too much, or the beanie broth will leak. Let's find out how this one's turned out. Well, looks like this bread is sturdy enough.
Für mich ist das ein Zeichen, dass Rumänien definitiv in der Europäischen Union angekommen ist.
Handmade flags, rustic soups, and a bread that keeps everything together. After all, the best way to the heart of a country is through its stomach. Thanks for watching, and if you're hungry for more bread recipes, click here.